Hi, welcome to your channel Versatile for You. My name is SN Ali and it's our lecture number 6 in which we will discuss about Python decision making statements. So let's get started our lecture. Lecture number 6, Python decision making statements. So sometime why we use Python decision making? Because sometime in a program we may want to make a decision based on a condition. We know that an expression's value can be true or false. We may want to do something only when a certain condition is true. For example, assume variable a and b. If a is greater, then we want to print a is greater. Otherwise we want to print b is greater. For this we use an if statement. Also operators come in handy when you want to join condition to make a composite one. So these are some decision making statements: if statement, if else statement, nested if statement, condition statement, and single statement condition. So now discuss each other one by one. Python if statement. An if statement in Python takes an expression with it. If the expression amounts to true, then the block of statements under it is executed. If it amounts to false, then the block is skipped and control transferred to the statement after the block. But remember to indent the statements in a block equally. This is because we don't use curly braces to delimit blocks. Also use colon after the conditions. So by this graph we can show we can see how if statement works. First the if we run statement, then it goes to the condition, and then if condition is false, so it's end. But if condition is true, then it execute the block of code. For example, here we do an example. Here we take an variable a is equal to 7, then we print if a is greater than 6, a is greater than 6, then we use here colon after every statement. After every if we use this colon, then goes to next line by entering, and here I print here I write for example, here I also use this f function for value of a, same value of a. For example, in the curly braces, a is good or whatever we want to execute. So in this a, this 7 will come because we use f as we read earlier. So print it. So first, what this mean? So here we first assign a value to a variable a is equal to 7. So here we write if statement. If a is greater than 6, then print this. Here we saw a is greater than 6 because here is 7, so it will print. Check it. Yes, it print 7 is good. Here in the he replace a by 7 because the value of a is 7. If I don't use f here, then it will not replace a by 7. He just write a as it is. But f is used for to bring these values of variable to d. Here if I write any variable in this curly braces, so it will replace the value of variable to the variable. So here if we write 6, but as we know a is here, I write statement a is greater than 6, but here a is not greater than 6, a is equal to 6, then it will not print anything, just like this. So this is if statement. We can do many things. For example, we can also take variable from user by such a is equal to input here equal to, we write enter any number. So it will print a string, it will take string value automatically if we don't enter what type of value we want. But if we want integer, then we write integer first, then bracket, and at last bracket. So here run it, it tells us enter any number. We write 5, so it will check the condition. If 5 is here a means the value of a, so if 5 is greater than 6, then print it. But we know 5 is not greater than 6, so enter it, it will not run anything. But here again run it, again he is asking for a value, so here I write 8, then print it, then run it. Oh, just enter. Yes, 8 is good, so it's print value. So if statement work like this. Now Python if else statement. So what happens when the condition is untrue? When we can mention that it in the block after the else statement, and else statement comes right after the block if. For example, we can see this this flow chart. When we run if statement, then if else statement, then execute a condition, then if condition is false, then it goes to the block of false, and if condition is true, then it goes to the block of code of true. Here true, I show you by example like this. Remove it or uncomment it. Yes. So now move to if else statement. For example, here I write in if statement we just want one input. If statement is true, then it print. If statement is false, then it will not print anything. So but here in if else statement, if it is true, then it print according to our choice, and if it is false, then it will also print according to our choice. For example, we write here if 2 is greater than 1, then colon, then we print here I write 2 is greater. So in next line we write else and semicolon, colon, then enter, then print 2 is smaller. So if means if this statement is true, then it will print this 2 is greater, else if this statement is not true, then it will print this, print 2 is smaller. So run it, it will print 2 is greater than 1, 2 is greater here because 2 is greater than 1. But here if I write 3 instead of 1, so we know 2 is not greater than 3, so then we use this, so it print 2 is smaller. So this is if statement, if else statement. So goes to next, chain conditional. It is very important and mostly use Elif leader. This statement is chain conditional statement is usually used in many programs. So what is it? When we have more than one condition to check, we can use it. If condition 1 is true, condition 2 is check. If it is not true, condition 3 is check. For example, if condition 1 is not true, then it goes to condition 2. We can add as many conditions as we can. For example, we can add 7 to 8 condition, or according to our choice. If condition 1 is true, then it will execute, otherwise if it is not true, then it goes to the next. We do an example here. For example, but here in this condition, elif later means Python allows the elif keyword as a replacement to the else if statement in Java or C++. So in Python there is no else if, here is elif. For example, here we write if 2 is less 5. For example, here we write 2 is less than 1. If 2 is less than 1, then print two is less than 1. Here I take elif and semicolon, enter it. So print 2 is less than 1. Okay, now print something according to our choice. We can also use name. For example, here sn or else. We can sorry. In elif statement we can also pass an other argument. For example, here we write if 3 is less than 1 colon, then we print anything. Here I write 3 is not less than 1. We can print anything according to our choice. It's not matter it's right or wrong in real. Here I write else, print something, for example abc sn. So now it will tell sn because 2 is here, it run first statement, 2 is less than 1. So here we saw 2 is not less than 1, 2 is greater than 1. So it goes to next condition elif. So here I write 3 is less than 1, it is also 3 is not less than 1. So it goes to the else statement and print this. For example, we do another program here by taking users input. For example, a is equal to, here I want to make a program simple for which if I take a user input, if the number is greater than 5, then it will show number is greater than 5 and also show that number. So we will use this elf. We take variable a, then we use elf in print for also show that number. So if it is not greater than 5, it is smaller than 5, that it show it is smaller than 5. But if it's equal to 5, then it show it's equal to 5. So here I take input from user in integer input, enter any number. So like this. Then goes to, now here I apply condition. If a is greater than 5, then print use f here to write a as it is what the user write. So here write a is greater than 5. So now use elif a is smaller than 5, a is lesser than 5, so print f. Now a is smaller than 5. So now use else. We can use many elif leader here. For example, if I have more than 3 to 4 condition, then we can use many elif. In the first we use if, then we can use many elif, then as we want. So at the last we use else. Between there are elif. So now here else. Else means if and the if statement and the elif statement is not true, then it goes to else. Else has no argument. For example, if has argument a is greater than 5 and elif has a is less than 5, but else has no, because if statement and elif statement is not true, then it goes to else and print whatever we write here. For example, here I write print f a is equal to 5, like this. So as we know, if a is greater than 5, there are two or three conditions: if a is greater than 5 or if a is smaller than 5. Otherwise the third condition is a is equal to 5. So I write program according to this. So run it. So it enter any number. So I write anything. For example, I write 17 here, then enter it. It shows 17 is greater than 5. Run it again. Here I write 7, enter. It shows 7 is greater than 5. So run it again. Here I write 3, enter. It shows 3 is smaller than 5. So run it again. Here I write 5. So it show 5 is equal to 5. So here I write 50 instead of 5. So run it again. So enter any number. I write 40. I write 40, enter. It shows 40 is smaller than 5. Oh sorry, here I write 50 also. 50 and 50. Now run it. So it write enter any number. So here I write 66, enter. It shows 66 is greater than 50. And we can write as many program according to our choice if we have more than one conditions. So goes to next. We can also write here another elif statement. For example, elif a is equal to, but here if we write any equal to sign, then we write equal to 2 times in the statements, not single time. If I write in single time, then it will give error. So be remember this thing, that if in the statement, in these conditional statement, if we write anything here, so I write a is equal to, I want to write a is equal to 27, then we use 2 times is equal to sign. So now print anything. Here I use f a is 27. So now run it. It want any number. Here I write, if I write 44, enter, it show 44 is smaller than 50. If I write here 25, it show 25 is smaller than 50. If I write 27, then it show 27 is smaller than 50. Alright. Yes, because you think that it will show 27 is equal to 27 or this statement, but here it will first run to this if statement. If it is true, then goes. If it is not true, then it goes to this. But if true, then it print and skip all the other statement. But if I write 27 before this statement, for example, cut it and paste it here, so enter it. May it give any indentation error? Let's check. Yeah, there is syntax error. What is it? So redo it. This was my, so here I write here is equal to 27, then here I write a is less than 50, then replace it, a is equal to 27. Here I write a is smaller than 50. Now run it. So it show any number. So here I write 27, enter, it will show 27 is equal to 27. So now listen carefully that if it goes to first statement, if it's true, then it skip all the remaining statements, but if it's false, then it goes to next, and which one is true, then it's main all the other statements after this. So be careful about it. We can use as many Elif statement as we want. So goes to next. This is statement of Elif. For example, condition 1 is true, then it execute the block of code and end the loop here like this. And if condition 1 is false, it goes to condition 2. If it's true, then it execute the block of condition 2 and goes to the next. And you can saw this graph, this flowchart, and understand easily. So here is next nested if statement. What is nested if statement? You can put an if statement in the block under another if statement. This is to implement further checks. For example, here is a flowchart. You can understand by seeing this. I can also show you example of it. For example, here if I write a is equal to 1, here I write a is equal to, not 2 times is equal to, because it is not in if condition, it is just an variable. Now here I write b is equal to 2. Now here I use if statement. If a Now here I use 2 times is equal to. If a is equal to 1, now colon, then again if statement, if b is equal to 2, colon, then print anything, print everything is good. So first I explain you what is this, what's the codes mean. For example, here I take variable a, here I take variable b, I assign 1 to a and number 2 to variable b. So here I use two if statement. If statement 1 in which a is equal to 1, if statement 2 in which b is equal to 2, and print this. So how it's run, it will check if first if statement is true and second if statement is also true, then it will print it. If any of the statement is wrong, then it will not print it. So run it, it will show everything is good. But here I write a is equal to b is equal to also 1, but here b is equal to 2, we know. So it will, here one statement is true. If a is equal to, this statement is true because a is equal to 1, but here the another if statement is false because b is equal to 2, not 1. So now it will not print this because the both statement are true, then it will print it. For example, run it, it will not show anything. So we can use also else statement here. Else print any condition is false. So now print it, it show any condition is false, but here if I write 2 as it is, so it will show everything is good. So this is nested if statement, if statement within another if statement. So single statement condition is Python. What is it? If you only need to write a single statement under if, you can write it in the same line using single statement. Python decision making constraints, for example I show you example. What does this mean? For example, first comment it. So now here I take variable a is equal to 7, then if a is greater than 4, then I use without space, without anything, I write print now greater. So run it, it will show greater. So we can also use single statement, otherwise we can write here enter here, then it will also show this. So this is about the conditional statements. So we had learned about if statement, if else statement, nested if statement, chain conditional, the Elif ladder in which Elif ladder is used, and single statement condition. So the most important of all is chained conditional, in which Elif ladder is used, in which we can use it for many, if we have many conditions, so we can use this. So at last we do an other example of chained conditional. So let's make any calculator here, simple calculator here. So here I write a is equal to but your assignment is to take input from user, but here I am not taking input from user. B is equal to anything 5. So now here, if A is greater than, no, here I use if. Alright, here I also print many things. For example, I print the sign of calculation. The sign of calculation, for example, what sign, plus, minus, you can write anything. The sign of calculation. So here I write if then we can also take input from user. For example, here I write an other variable c is equal to input. So now input integer input. Now here enter sign. So now, so first check it how it's work. It work like this: enter sign of calculation, then he write enter sign. We can also use colon for more beauty, like this. So now we use if statement. If c means what the user has entered the sign. So if c is equal to plus, c is equal to plus, we use in strings plus, then also use colon, print a plus b. First check it, this simple, print for example here, okay, print it. It will tell us the sign of calculation, this, because we print this, and now it's asking for input, enter sign. Here I sign, if I write sign plus, then enter it, then it will show error. Why it show error? There is any mistake? A plus b integer. Oh yes, because plus is not integer. So now remove integer, then it will also, we can use also string here. So but it will automatically use string if I don't pass any argument, any data type. So here I write plus, enter, it will show the sum of 7 and 5. But we can also take a and b from user, and we can also use else statement. So what's your assignments? Your assignment is this: you can write, you can take input from user of variable a and variable b, like this, but here you write integer. I tell you everything, but just you have to do, because the practice is needed to get good command of it, because it's very important topic. It's very useful in future, so you should practice it, you must practice it. So you can, what's your assignment? You can take input from user a and b variable, both first, then here if statement, if c is plus, and else elif c is minus, then again elif c is multiplication signs. This is the multiplication sign, and this is division sign. So then you can make an calculator. So it's your assignment. I hope you like our explanation. So if you would have any problem regarding this lecture, if you can't understand anything regarding the conditional statement, if your concept is not cleared yet, so you can ask me in the group. So I hope you like my explanation. So take care, bye.